The message came at 2:13 p.m. I found someone else. That was it. No explanation. No hesitation. No guilt. Just a clean, emotionless sentence that sliced through every illusion I had left about my marriage. I stared at the screen long enough for the text to fade into the phone's auto-dim. It didn't matter. The words were already burned into my skull. 5 minutes later, another message arrived. I'm leaving. Don't make this harder. And that was the moment something inside me flipped. Not broke. Not collapsed. Just switched. Because she didn't just choose someone else. She chose the life she thought she deserved, the life I built for her, without me in it. And she believed I'd just let her walk away with everything. She had no idea who she married. She had no idea what silence could hide. She had no idea how far ahead I plan. She gave me 48 hours. She thought she was walking into a better life. She had no idea she was walking straight into a trap. The strange thing was, I didn't feel anger. No shaking hands. No rage. No shouting. Just a cold, clean emptiness. The kind that lets you see everything clearly. I typed back. Okay. And that single word was enough to set my entire plan in motion. She would think the silence meant weakness. She always underestimated quiet people. She loved the penthouse. She loved the imported marble floors. She loved the walk-in closet I built from scratch because she wanted a space that feels like a boutique. She loved the car I bought her, even though she never drove more than 4 kilometers a day. She loved the spa memberships, the weekend getaways, the designer handbags that cost more than my monthly rent before we met. And she loved saying, I deserve this life. Yes. She did. She absolutely did. But she forgot the most important part. It was my life. My money. My support. My foundation. She didn't think I'd take it back. That was her first mistake. I already suspected something weeks before the text came. The sudden gym obsession. The constant phone flipping. The new lingerie she didn't feel ready to show me yet. The request for space. So I prepared. Quietly. Efficiently. Calculated. I froze the secondary credit card first. She didn't notice, she never checked. She just swiped and walked away. I changed the passwords to the shared online banking. I rerouted the auto payments. I moved my savings out of the joint account, leaving only enough to appear normal. Everything was set long before her confession arrived. Her text didn't break my world. It confirmed my timeline. At 4:52 p.m., her best friend called me. Not to console me. Not to ask how I was doing. No. She wanted to clarify things. Her voice trembled like she was scared I'd explode. She said she's been unhappy for a long time, she said. She said you were cold. Cold. I laughed. Quiet, contained, almost amused. I had been cold. But not because I stopped loving her. I was cold because I was studying her. Noticing her patterns. Preparing for today. She also said you won't fight her, the friend continued. She said you'll probably let her take the apartment and the car. Ah. So that was the angle. She said since she sacrificed her youth for the relationship, she deserves to keep them. Sacrificed her youth. Is that what she called staying home, shopping, and taking pictures of herself on balconies? But again, no anger. Just observation. She's confident, the friend said. She said you'll stay quiet like always. Perfect. They still thought my silence meant weakness. They had no idea silence was a weapon. At 6 p.m., I did something simple. I called building management. I'll be vacating the penthouse next month, I said. Terminate secondary occupant access immediately. Starting tonight. There was a pause. Sir. Are you sure? Yes. They processed it. At 6:07 p.m., her digital keycard access was revoked. At the same time, I put in a request for all packages addressed to her to be redirected to the leasing office until further notice. Her luxury deliveries would sit in a locked room for days. Small inconveniences. Just the beginning. Next, the car. I had bought it under my name. I had the spare key. I had the app access. At 7:21 p.m., with a single tap, the car alarm blared to life in the mall parking lot where she'd left it. Security would tow it within the hour. At 7:24 p.m., I disabled the ignition. Anyone watching would think the car simply malfunctioned. She'd find out later. She thought she'd leave me. But I left her first. At 8:03 p.m., I booked myself a long-stay suite at a business hotel 2 blocks away. Minimalist. Clean. Quiet. No memories. I packed 1 suitcase. Laptop. 2 shirts. 1 jacket. Documents. The rest? She could have it. After I was done burning its value. I left the penthouse lights off behind me. I didn't leave a note. I didn't slam the door. I simply vanished. She texted at 9:10 p.m. Why is my key not working? Are you home? I ignored it. At 9:16 p.m. Did you change something? This isn't funny. Ignored again. At 9:27 p.m. Did you take the car? What the hell? I put the phone face down. Silence is louder than shouting. The next morning at 6:40 a.m., I received a message from an unknown number. We need to talk. I almost smiled. It was him. Her, someone else. She must have given him my contact, expecting him to handle things. She always preferred other people to do her dirty work. He suggested a cafe near the mall. I arrived early. He came in wearing overpriced cologne and a shirt that probably took 3 payments to afford. He sat across from me, trying to look confident. She told me everything, he said. She exaggerates, I replied calmly. He frowned. She says you're unstable right now. She wants the apartment and the car. She's scared you'll make trouble. Ah. So she sent her new boyfriend as a messenger. Cowardly. Predictable. I leaned forward slightly. Why would she be scared? I asked. He hesitated. She said you might retaliate. I let a slow, controlled smile form. Why would I retaliate? I asked. She thinks she's leaving with something valuable. He blinked. You're not going to fight it. I shook my head. No. I won't fight it. Relief washed over him. Exactly what I wanted. Then I added softly. I already won. He didn't understand. Not yet. But he would. At 11:02 a.m., she finally called. When I picked up, her voice was a mix of rage and panic. Why can't I open the apartment? Why isn't the car working? What did you do? I kept my tone measured, almost gentle. You left, I said. I adjusted life accordingly. You can't do this. I need my things. You'll get them later. When? When I'm done. Silence. A shaking inhale. You're being petty. No, I said. I'm being precise. She sucked in a breath like she finally understood what kind of man she had underestimated. What do you want? She whispered. There it was. The first crack. I want 48 hours, I said. After that, you can have whatever is left. Left? What are you planning? But I hung up. Shouting into silence is exhausting. She'd learn. At 1 p.m., she attempted to withdraw money. I knew because my banking app pinged me. Access denied. She tried again. Access denied. Then another text arrived. Did you cut me off? I didn't respond. At 1:32 p.m. I need money for rent until I figure things out. Rent? Oh. So the other man wasn't offering her a place to stay. Interesting. At 1:40 p.m. Please respond. Still silence. At around 5 p.m. that evening, she tried to enter the penthouse again. The security guards, who I warned ahead of time, told her she was no longer authorized. She screamed. She threatened. She cursed. They remained polite. She even called the police. But everything, lease, utilities, ownership, was in my name. She had legally nothing. The officers left after confirming she wasn't a resident anymore. She called me 13 times after that. I didn't answer. It wasn't rage driving me. It was strategy. She had chosen someone else. She wanted a new life. She expected a soft landing. So I removed the pillows. That's all. That night, I slept in a hotel room. Not luxurious. Not special. But quiet. I thought I'd feel relieved, or proud, or vindicated. Instead, I felt something surprising. Peace. For the first time in years, no one was draining me. No one was demanding more. No one was twisting guilt into obligation. The silence was clean. And yet, in that silence, I knew something. She wasn't finished. Not by a long shot. The next evening. Exactly 48 hours after the first text. There was a knock on my hotel door. I opened it. She stood there with swollen eyes, frizzy hair, a bag of random clothes, and the expression of someone whose entire universe had collapsed. Her voice cracked when she spoke. Please, can we talk? I made a mistake. I looked at her. Not with anger. Not with grief. But with the calm detachment of a man who is already 10 steps ahead. Her luxury life was gone. Her new lover had backed out. Reality hit her harder than I ever could. She thought she knew me. She thought she understood what I was capable of. She was wrong. I stepped aside and let her into the room. Because the real revenge, the part she never saw coming, was only just beginning. She stepped into the hotel room slowly, like someone entering a courtroom rather than a quiet space with one bed and a small desk. Her eyes scanned everything, not with curiosity, but with disbelief. This is where you're staying? She asked, voice hoarse. Yes. She swallowed. A woman who once demanded scented candles in every room now stood in a plain hotel with trembling hands. What happened to everything? You left, I said simply. I adjusted. Her eyes glistened, but I didn't offer comfort. She dropped her bag on the floor. It was half open, stuffed with wrinkled clothes. Not a single designer item. Not a single piece of the luxury she used to flaunt. She had been humbled already, and I hadn't even started. She sat on the edge of the bed, head lowered. I don't know where to go, she whispered. He told me he wasn't ready to take on responsibilities. Responsibilities. That's what she had become, a liability the moment she didn't have my lifestyle attached to her. Why did he leave so fast? I asked. She winced. He said, he liked me better when I still had money. Ah. So someone else wasn't a soulmate. He was an opportunist who wanted a woman sponsored by another man. She took a shaky breath. I thought he loved me. You thought a lot of things, I replied. Her chin quivered. He doesn't even text me back now. Of course he didn't. The moment she couldn't offer the life I paid for, she was no longer interesting. I watched her break, piece by piece. Can I stay here? She whispered. Just for a few days. No. Her head snapped up. She blinked rapidly, as if the word physically struck her. But. I have no money. No apartment. I can't even open the penthouse. That's because it's not yours, I said. She opened her mouth, then closed it. But my clothes. In boxes. I'll send them to wherever you go. I don't have anywhere to go. That isn't my problem anymore. She stared at me with an expression I had never seen on her face. Fear. Real fear. The realization that she miscalculated everything. You're really going to abandon me, she whispered. You abandoned me first. Remember the text. Her lips trembled. I didn't mean it like that. You meant it exactly like that. She stood up, pacing. I wasn't thinking straight. I was confused. I was angry. I thought you didn't care about me anymore. You're always so quiet. My silence wasn't indifference, I said. It was restraint. She stopped pacing. What do you mean? You were changing. I noticed. I didn't confront you because I wanted to see how far you'd go. So you tested me. I observed you. She shook her head violently. This isn't fair. No, I said. What you did wasn't fair. She took a deep breath, then tried a different tactic. She sat beside me on the bed and placed her hand on my forearm. We can fix this, she whispered. Please. Let's go home. Home. I repeated. Yes, the penthouse. You mean the penthouse you tried to take? Her hand froze. That's not how I meant it. You told your boyfriend that I'd roll over and let you keep everything. She stiffened. How do you know that? I met him. The color drained from her face. You talked to him. He said you were unhappy, that you sacrificed your youth. He said you deserved the apartment and the car. He said you believed I was too quiet to fight back. Her mouth opened in shock. He wasn't supposed to say that. He did. She closed her eyes, swallowing hard. So everything is ruined? Yes, I said calmly. By your own choices. Her pride had always been her strongest weapon. Now it was dust. Tell me what you want, she finally whispered. What do I need to do? I stood up slowly. You want instructions? She nodded, humiliated. First, I said, you're going to tell me the truth. She flinched. I told you. No. The real truth. She looked down. How long? A tear slid down her cheek. 6 months. So I had been living with a stranger for half a year. Where did you meet him? I asked. At the gym. Of course. Was he the only one? Silence. Her breath stuttered. Answer, I said. She whispered, no. So there were others. She collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. I didn't move to help her. Let her sit in the wreckage she created. You wanted a new life, I said. So here are your options. She looked up, eyes red. You can take the money in your savings account, what's left of it, and disappear. Start fresh somewhere else. Or, I paused. You can stay in this city and rebuild from nothing. She stared at me. That's it. That's it. What about us? There is no us. Her mouth opened, then closed. But everything we built. I built it. You enjoyed it. She sobbed again, but softer this time, not dramatic, not manipulative. Real. Broken. She wiped her face. I deserve another chance, she whispered. No, I said. Why not? I took a slow breath, then delivered the truth. Because while you were cheating, I was preparing to leave you. She froze. What? When I noticed you changing, I didn't only prepare financially. I prepared emotionally. Mentally. I accepted that you had outgrown our life. I accepted that you wanted something else. I accepted that you weren't the person I married anymore. Her jaw trembled. You knew, all this time. Yes. And you didn't say anything. I wanted you to show your true intentions without my interference. She covered her mouth with her hand. Oh my God. I've been detached for months, I continued. Not because I stopped caring. But because I was letting you write your own ending. She sank down, defeated. So even if I stayed loyal, you were leaving me? No, I said. If you stayed loyal, I would have fought for us. And because I didn't, you're done. Yes. Her voice cracked. Please, don't do this. I'll change. I'll do anything. No, I said again. You had 6 months to choose me. You didn't. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. Who are you? She whispered. The man you underestimated. She stood slowly, wiping her face. I don't want your money, she said. I'll leave the city. I nodded. That's wise. She hesitated. Can I at least hug you goodbye? I shook my head. No. A tear slipped down her cheek. I still love you, she whispered. No, I said softly. You love the life I gave you. Not me. She closed her eyes, accepting the truth. Then she picked up her bag. And walked out of the hotel room. I didn't watch her go. I didn't follow her. I didn't second guess a single choice. Because the moment she texted, I found someone else, she made her decision. All I did was remove the safety net. I saw her again. Not in person. Online. A blurry photo of her working at a small cafe in another city. Hair tied back. Cheap apron. Tired eyes. The comments under the post said she was trying to rebuild her life. Good for her. Everyone deserves a second chance. Just not with me. I turned off my phone and looked around my new apartment. Smaller. Simpler. Quiet. But it was mine. Built on my terms. With no one draining me, deceiving me, or plotting behind my back. Silence once again filled the room. But this time, it wasn't cold. It was peace. The kind of peace only revenge, clean, calculated revenge, can buy.